Welcome everybody to the World of Ability Podcast Network. My name is Emily Gulmer and am a podcast engineer assistant here. I'm excited to bring you another episode of the Revolutionize Your Marketing with Mill City Marketing MA and John Petros. That I've been doing the last few months here, and we do every Friday at 5 o'clock Eastern. 4 o'clock Central, all about, as the title suggests, marketing, and getting yourself and organization out there, and different ways in doing that, and so on, and anything connected with marketing. And so, with nothing further ado, I'm gonna bring in John here to kick us off. So welcome, John.
Hi, Emily. How are we doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good, enjoying this nice weather up here in New England.
Yeah.
Still have snow on the ground,
Okay.
but yeah, I was supposed to have a guest today, but something came up, so we'll fill it in ourselves. I'll talk today about uh, business owners out there or solopreneurs, how to build an authentic business. Um, you want to build a business that you're passionate about. The first thing you want to do is find out what your passion is, and more importantly, besides that, the purpose, why you have a business. What you want to do is you want to think about um, why you got into a business. Um, for, the, um, for the money, for financial, is it to help your family out? Um, was it to be able to free up some time and be able to travel and do what you want? Or was it a passionate thing like helping people, helping other people succeed, which is part of my what has me doing marketing that I do. A little bit about that is I like helping small businesses because after COVID, I've seen too many small businesses not survive, and some that did come back couldn't get all their customers back. And my ultimate goal is just to help smaller businesses grow their business big enough where something like that happens again, they'll be able to come back. So that's what keeps me going. As far as this podcast, that's part of doing the podcast is bringing other business owners on to say what they do and give them support, help them out. There may be some of you people out there watched any of my previous podcasts. You might have found somebody that does something that you could use or something that you need. Uh, I've got multiple guests coming up in all fields. But that's what you want to do with a business. You want to have something that drives you, a meaning why you're doing it. The second thing is to be unapologetic. So by that, what, what it means is do what it takes to make your dreams come true. Relating back to finding your passion and your purpose. You have to think about your dream. What is it that you want to get out of it? If it's to be able to take better vacations, and you don't apologize to anybody for what you're doing. You're doing it for you, not for anybody else. That's what takes a lot of businesses down. They're trying to please other people with what they do. If it feels right for you, do it. Like I have a note on my desk here, sitting right in front of my face. Uh, every time I'm in my office, I look at it. Take the leap. You can do it. If you have any doubts about what you can do, try it. One of the big lessons that uh, a lot of business people find out the hard way. Um, if you don't succeed, like they say, try again. If you don't succeed, don't look at it as a loss. Look at it as a lesson learned. Uh, that's what a lot of business people are realizing. And the profitable businesses, the ones that have grown to make hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars a year, that's what they believe. If you make a mistake or you make a loss, it's a lesson learned. Things happen for a reason. Uh, I said be unapologetic. No matter what you do, you're going to find people that will say, oh, you're not doing it right. You're not doing the right thing. You shouldn't do it that way. You should do it this way. You simply look at them and say, it's my business. I'll do it the way I want. If it ends up not being the right one, lesson learned. A mistake is not a mistake. A mistake is a lesson learned. A goof up is a lesson learned. A failure is not a failure. It's a lesson learned. Like I said, everything happens for a reason. I truly believe that. The third thing is you want to build a brand around you, not the business. That's what brings uniqueness to your business. People are looking for things, but they're looking for people that they like to work with, people that they like to do business with. Not so much the business. Um, you could have a brick and mortar store that's half falling apart. If they like you, they'll come back. I know that's kind of a way out of the way statement, but I didn't know how else to get the point across. Um, but yeah, people, there's a saying that goes around with businesses. It's like, know, and trust. If somebody if somebody likes you, they'll get to know you. Once they get to know you, they'll trust you. When they trust you, they'll do business with you. Uh, they're more concerned about who they deal with as opposed to the business. If it's something they're looking for, they're going to find what they're looking for. The question is it going to be you or is it going to be somebody else that they like? Uh, I've worked with different bosses. There's been some that I've liked, and it's been like a family. There's others that I haven't liked too much, and if it wasn't for the other people I worked with, I probably would have left because I didn't like the person in charge. He was good at what he did. He just didn't have the personality coming across with. Uh, the next thing to create an authentic business is you have to shine and be seen. which means not only getting your business out there to be known, but get you out there to be known. Uh, one of one of the ways to do that is if you're a business owner, um, there's plenty of local groups around that you could join. One of them is like the Chamber of Commerce. If you join the Chamber of Commerce, they have functions every month, networking functions, you might say. They have different businesses that would sponsor the event for the month, and business owners show up and um, they network one another face to face. Again, if they want to work with you, they got to know, like, and trust you first. Uh, and there's other ways to be seen out there. If you have a business, there's a platform out there that a lot of businesses aren't even aware of. It's called Alignable. Alignable is a platform for businesses to get out there, get connected with other businesses, and create relationships. It's called relationship marketing. You create a relationship with a person. If you like what they do, part of networking is referrals. You refer, if you run across somebody that needs something and you have a connection with somebody who does that, you refer the customer to them. Number one, the person you're referring them to gets to like you more, and if you're helping them out, sending them to somebody that can help them, they'll like and they'll get to like and trust you. Hey, I have another problem. This guy helped me out before. Let me go back and see if he's got somebody that can help me with this. Uh, I'm in a position on Alignable where I can do that. That's why I like working with small businesses. If they need something I can't help them with, I've got a list of people in pretty much every field that I can refer them to. I get nothing out of it outside of the fact that, hey, I helped this business stay alive. Um, the next thing is you get out of a business what you put into it. By saying that, I mean you work from your heart. Uh, when you work from the heart, people can tell. When you're talking to somebody, if you're talking and you're honest with them and you're upfront and you're, like they say, transparent with them, they can tell. They know. Uh, so just be transparent with when you're talking to somebody. And that goes on with them getting to know, like, and trust you. They know they can trust you. They'll do business with you. And part of working from the heart is when you're working with somebody, don't try and give them something that they're not looking for or they don't need. Just give them what they're looking for and nothing more. Don't pressure them into buying anything because that's only going to turn them away. If you're giving things away, give things away from the heart and don't look for anything in return. That also goes not only in business, but in personal life. Time just went by when people give gifts. Christmas time. When I give a gift to give a gift. I don't look for anything in return. If they don't give me a gift, that's fine. I don't have a problem with it. That's how I am. Uh, A lot of what I'm saying holds true for an authentic business, but a lot of it also refers to personal life. And that's what this country needs is a lot more working from the heart. Give and don't look for anything in return. When you do that, I swear it's happening for me a lot more now than it did before. The more I give, the more it comes back. Do I look for it? No. It just happens. Which, if I look at it, is how I end up with this podcast. I was helping a lady in North Carolina who's working on a nonprofit. And she was doing a podcast with this uh, with with these people. It's going good, but something happened along the line and she stopped showing up for the podcast. And helping her out, I was jumping in on her podcast with her for conversations, and she had stopped coming to the podcast for some reason or another. Um, and after 3 weeks of her not coming to the podcast, somebody on this network asked me, "Have I thought about doing a podcast?" My simple answer was, "Yeah, I have been." And then he turns around to me and goes, "Fine, have you thought of doing a podcast?" "Yeah, I have." He goes, "Good. You want to start now?" My first podcast started 10 minutes after he asked me that question. That's why when people ask me, "How did you get your podcast?" I fell into it. Was I looking for it at the time? Not specifically. It kind of fell in my lap. Am I glad it did? Yeah. Am I sorry it happened? No. I enjoy it. I'm a people person. But so, anyways, with what I've been saying about an authentic business, I'm going to end that with this little paragraph. Stop conforming and settling for less than your dreams. People can't smell when you're not being real. Oh, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. People can smell when you're not being real from a mile away. They get turned off by you instantly and don't even know why. The reason why is that they will feel when you're not being honest about who you are and what you love. They will notice that you don't really care. Uh, which is basically everything I was just saying. Know, like, and trust. If they know you, if they like you, they'll get to know you. Once they get to know you, they'll feel that they can trust you. And then they'll do business with you. It could happen within 5 minutes of talking to them. It could take a week or so, depending on how it goes. But in any case, just be honest and upfront and transparent with people, and it will happen. Um, what else can I say about it? Just find ways to get your word out there about you and your business. Whatever you do out there, just make it personal. Put a piece of you with it. you go to me or any marketers out there to do ads or advertising for you or marketing, whatever they put out, make sure they put a piece of you in it. Let people know about you as well as your business. And you'll be surprised the results. Any questions, Emily?
No, I think this was this was good. Yeah, just kind of like the whole like know, like, and trust thing. Or being your authentic self. They're like a judge, then they're more likely to refer to other people,
Yeah.
you to your other people, and then with attract more people to come to you for that kind of thing. Yeah.
How many times have you heard that phrase, know, like, and trust?
Um, for quite a few times over the last years here, so
Yeah. I have a guest coming up later in February. He's put a little twist to that comment.
oh yeah.
He said, instead of know, like, and trust,
Uh-huh.
he says, like, know, and trust.
Oh, it just switches it around a little bit. It's around,
Yeah.
okay.
Which that holds true too. If they like you, then they'll get to know you,
Right.
and then they'll trust you. Either way, it comes out the same. At the end,
Yes.
at the end of it, they still trust you and do business.
Yeah.
Say that's the name of the game.
All right.
But in order to be successful, it's what drives you. That's the word I was looking for earlier. What drives you to do the business?
Yeah. It's important to know your why. Like where you're doing things and so on.
Like you, for example, Emily, what drives you to do what you do? I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah, thank you, Jen. I think the biggest thing is just being able to help people and to get where they like to go and so on. So
Yeah, give back to people, and like I was saying, do you expect anything in return?
no, it was no.
That's what makes it authentic and makes it kind of personal for you.
Yeah.
Anyways, upcoming guests that I have coming up. Uh, screen here on my laptop.
It's guess coming up, don't we?
Um, is Critter out or is he busy?
Sure, at the moment, I guess we'll see if he joins us here, but um
I was hoping Kurt was going to join us tonight.
so you're saying about that we have some good guests coming up?
Yeah. On screen. On screen. Oh,
And I know
I
you
closed.
have a couple
I closed it out. Yeah. Resort to the old paperwork. Next week I have Margaret DeBryan. She comes
okay.
from she's down in Texas, and she's a mindset coach. Uh,
Okay.
works with people clearing things out in deep in the back of their mind that sometimes they don't even think they they know is bothering them, but does. Um, and as far as coaching, my wife just took a coaching course. Uh, so I've got a little bit of knowledge, but yeah. So next Friday would be a very interesting conversation with Margaret. Um, and the following week, I have a recent friend of mine, John. I know I'm going to pronounce his name wrong. I always do. John Ped. I'll find out from him. Um, he's close to me up here. Like myself, he just became an ambassador for Alignable.
Awesome.
He, he's working with me up here on the alliance that we have up here. What we do, talking about ambassadors, I might as well explain. What we do is once a month, we have an in-person event that we do. Since we both just recently started as ambassadors, his first one is going to be in February. My first one is this month, later this month. Uh, he's going to do one further north than mine. And we run a networking event in person for local businesses. So if you have a business out there, check out Alignable and see if there are any events in your local area. Get out there, network with other businesses, and grow your business with the help of other businesses. Uh, you'll be surprised. Businesses are willing to help other businesses out. Uh, if you have a business and you're not on Alignable, do yourself a favor and get on Alignable. There's a lot of ways you can get help to build your business. They have a lot of virtual networking that they do. They're called Smart Connects. You spend an hour and you pop in and out of breakout rooms. You're usually one-on-one with another business owner for 6 to 7 minutes. I know it's not much time, but you'll be surprised what you get out of those. I've built up a very large network of people that I've met doing these Smart Connects. Well, I'm talking about Alignable. I might as well mention that starting January 14th, they have a contest every year that they run where people on Alignable will vote for other people that they talk to. If they like the person they're talking to, they give them a vote. There again comes the know, like, and trust. If they know you and they like you, they'll give you a vote. And what happens is at the end of the contest, which this year is March 7th, my birthday, um, they tally up the votes. Uh, there's a leaderboard, which you can always check out, see who's in first. And in your local town, whoever gets the most votes from everybody, you get what's known as the Alignable Business Person of the Year. and it comes with a media package that they call. Uh, you just reword it, and you can use that to publicize that, hey, look, they consider me as the business person of the year for my town or my city, and use it to promote yourself in different ways. Local newspaper print, uh, on social media platforms. Uh, you do billboard ads, which to me are kind of expensive. Uh, but yeah, that's got a lot of its advantages too. I got business person of the year last year, and I'm looking forward to getting a lot more votes this year. Got a lot more connections. Um, so John is helping me out up here right now. Um, and then on January 31st is a gentleman called Anthony Mackey. He's out of Iowa, and he's got a very interesting concept that he just started. I just had a conversation with him today, 8 weeks ago. If you have a business, he has two qualifications to be on his podcast. So I'm bringing him onto mine to help him out without expecting anything in return. Um, he looks for business owners that he can help out by promoting them on his new website. Whereas if he finds somebody who's looking to help with a particular purpose or need for their business, or even personal, um, he will send them to his website where he puts copies of interviews with business owners, and you can watch the video, learn about these people before you even talk to them. If you like the person, then you go back to him and say, hey, can you connect me with this person? And he connect you with the person. Uh, it's a pretty neat concept. It's pretty much like a referral based business that he does. Um, I just like the way he does it. It's unique. What got him started in that is the business that he has. He can't work with businesses with less than 10 employees because it's a financial business that he has. And what he's been finding is a lot of solopreneurs, uh, startup businesses that only have a couple of employees. And these are the people he does the interviews with because it's his way of helping them out. And he doesn't charge for it. The pay he gets out of it is knowing that he's helping somebody else. So he will be on the 31st of January. And that's what I like doing in my podcast is getting people like that on. So if you want to check out my previous podcasts, simply go to YouTube, type in Mill City Marketing MA, or to name of the podcast, Revolutionize Your Marketing with Mill City Marketing MA. Either one will bring up the recordings of this podcast. So if you don't watch it now and you watch it later, doesn't matter to me. I do them to put word out there for businesses.
Okay, one last thing quick here before we wrap up. I know if you had something you wanted to do on March 7th, you wanted to invite people to. I don't want to say anything about that.
Yes, like I touched on earlier, real quick. uh, March 7th is a Friday. March 7th is my birthday. So my podcast that night is reserved for a birthday party. Whereas anyone is invited to pop in on my podcast. And yes, Emily, just to remind you, it may go longer than an hour that night.
No worries.
But I just look to have a good time. It's open mic. Anything you want to say, hop in and say.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
We will
Um,
make a point of getting the word out with a link. I don't know. Should we make a special link for that one, Emily?
um, I can look into doing that, yes. Um,
Make it a special link, then that way we can just put it out.
yes. So, I'd like to kind of end here. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. As John said, if you're, I'd love to have you on the show. So if you're interested, please let us know. You can connect with John, or if you want to connect with me, if you have any questions, comments, you can call or text me at 608-886-9801. And we encourage everybody to check out all of our social media, then Facebook, YouTube, and so on, and of the other organizations that we're working with, like Face for the Disability Channel.
Oh, real quick, Emily, I should put my information out there too. You can reach me by my email, millcitymarketingma@gmail.com, or you can go to my website, millcitybusinesshelp.com.
And it's only with one S in business at the end. Um,
Yes, one S at the end of business. Thank you, Emily. I keep forgetting about that.
um, but yeah, I with Star Transfer Media. Once we get studios that clean the back channel. All Lambs of Lambs Plans podcast and all the great work that they're doing. So until next time, again, we are here every Friday at 5 o'clock Eastern. So I guess until next time, hope everybody has a safe and productive week.